Hey guys, welcome back to another book quick look video. This week we're going to be looking at The Lord of the Rings, The Art of the Fellowship of the Ring, which is the first movie, so the first art book. Again, I got this one on eBay. Some bits are a little bit damaged on the cover and the sleeve, but I only paid about £6 for it, so overall it looks really good quality for what I paid. So I'm going to get straight into showing some of this book, whilst I ramble on a bit as usual. And hopefully my lighting is good enough for you to be able to see some of these pages. They're quite glossy in a way, so it does make them quite difficult to see unless I sort of lift them like this, but hopefully you will be able to see. So if you watch my videos, you will know I already have a quick look video for The Two Towers, which is the second book in the series. So I haven't done these in the right order just because it was the way that they arrived, or the order that they arrived in. I have ordered all three, and so far, from what I have seen, they are all going to be really good. Full of sketches, full of paintings, some photos, traditional, digital, all things like that. I am a massive fan of the Lord of the Rings films, and The Hobbit. I like those too. I've got those books on order too. I don't know why I didn't buy these books sooner, but better late than never. But they're really good books, and they have a lot of different art in them by a lot of different artists. So there are two main artists that I would say are most known for The Lord of the Rings, which are John Howe and Alan Lee. I think I've got those names right. There are a lot of other artists as well, and that's one of the reasons why I like these books, because they do show you their work, so it's not just focused on one or two. That being said, Alan Lee and John Howe are incredible artists, and I've got some of their books to show on camera as well. So definitely stay tuned for all those. And I bought this book on eBay, so I got it second hand, hence why I got it so cheap. The reason I did that is because to get these books new, they can be really expensive just because they're quite old now. So I shopped around for a bit and tried to get a good deal on good quality ones. And it's quite a funny story because this is actually the second copy that I bought. The first copy I bought second-hand from a seller on Amazon. And it said very good condition, or like new, or excellent, or something like that. Anyway, it arrived and it was terrible condition. It was falling apart. They hadn't wrapped it very well. It was sticking through the plastic that they had posted it in. So it got even more damaged in the post. So I was really annoyed about that. I sent that back, and this is the second copy that I've got. So there's the cover shot there. I think that's a really nice image. For those of you who don't already know, I think these books are based more on the film series, so Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings, compared to the original books. Obviously, there are going to be a lot of similarities, because it is still The Lord of the Rings, but yeah, I think it is based more on the Lord of the Rings films. Just stopping on this image for a second, if you can get the lighting all right there. I think this looks really cool. So this first book has, I think, more costume design in it than the other books do, because obviously this is where we were introduced to the characters. So we've got the main fellowship, the 9 fellowship characters here. We've also got some of the elves. We've got Arwen and Elrond and even Galadriel. I know someone was asking in my video the other day if Galadriel was in one of the books that I reviewed. I think they were asking it on the second book. So the answer to that is that they are in the first book. There's a section on armory. So let's take a look through this. This is almost like the costume design, but this to me is even more interesting than costume design because it's going into armor and weapons. So I guess it still is kind of costume design. But I think this is really cool just because I'm into armour and weapons and anything like that. So all these different sketches showing different concepts of the helmets are really cool. And then we've even got some photos of actual sculptures that I assume have been made. I'm guessing this is maybe a concept for Gollum. Oh, in fact, ignore me, it says orcs there, so I'm wrong. And some of these are really creepy looking. Really impressive, but in a creepy as hell way. And my camera is normally on manual focus when I do book reviews, but this time I have opted for automatic, so Hopefully I'm not going to watch this back and find that nothing is in focus. So there's actually quite a lot on the orcs, or the creatures, the creature design side of it in this first book, which is pretty cool. Cave trolls I always thought were really cool as well. And it's nice to see how thought out these designs are. And it just goes to show just sort of how much work has been put into the films, even before the actual filming. The Watcher. Most of you guys will recognise these creatures as long as you have actually seen the films. If not, this book probably isn't going to be for you. In fact, no, do you know what? Saying that, even if you haven't seen the films or you're not a fan of The Lord of the Rings, if you are an artist or you enjoy art books, you probably would still enjoy this book, because there's just so much content in it, and it's really cool. So we are getting towards the end of the book here. In the second book that I reviewed, I mentioned how the balrog was my favourite part. I didn't expect there to be any sort of designs for the balrog in the first book, just because it went into it a bit more heavily in the second book. So it's really cool for me to see that they've got it in the first book as well, with some different designs. Anyway, guys, hopefully this video hasn't been really long, but that is the first Lord of the Rings art book. So the Art of the Fellowship of the Ring. Hopefully this video gave you enough of a preview for you to make up your mind if you are tempted to buy this book. I would definitely recommend it. Leave me a comment below, let me know what books you're reading at the moment, or what other books you'd like to see previews of. And as always, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more content. Thanks so much for watching, everyone.